Good morning, Sale. How are you? Sandwich week continues. I'm very excited. So I have a little Chopin on the stereo, and hopefully it won't get too angry and loud today, but here it comes. I'm making Philly cheesesteaks today. So I got in here about a half an hour ago and got my my onions going and trimmed up the ribeye and got it in the freezer because everything suggests that it's easier to super thin slice if it's cold rather than like normally we would want them to be room temperature. So anyway, while we're hanging out, what's going on with you guys? Did you have a lovely weekend? Did it snow at the beach? That's all I need to know. Did it snow at the beach? And while it's just you and me, in the next week, I think, I'm going to try to start having guest sideline producers, maybe through a Zoom in the same room. So anybody who'd like to do that, please let me know. You can private message me on Facebook, whatever you like. So anyway, guys, as I said, hello Denise, hello everybody. So I got up here and earlier started, pardon me, the Chopin has gotten a little loud. So anyway, I got up this just about 30 minutes ago. I got started. What I have going here for Philly's cheesesteaks, they're really crazy simple. So you need caramelized onions. Of course, that's what takes the longest time. So I got in here. I cut these on the widest cut on my mandolin because, you know, I like to play with my toys. And I got them in here and I let them really start to cook down a lot before I put maybe a quarter teaspoon of salt on top of them. I've got the heat very low because you don't want them to cook too fast. So I'm just going to kind of pile these babies up in the middle where they're going to get max heat and let them, they probably need another 10-ish minutes, I'm going to say. Those are good. I have the hoagie roll. Depending on where you live, you might have different names for this piece of bread, but I have this sliced and ready to go. I have here 2 tablespoons of butter with 1 grated clove of garlic, and I also, just to jack up the flavor, I put in a little bit of garlic powder, and I have this awesome, you know how I love my Trader Joe's products. This is Trader Joe's onion salt, which is called a savory allium blend with a touch of salt. And it has the little bits of green in it, and that's what I wanted, was a little bit of green in there. So in a bit, we will melt that butter down. We'll slather up the insides of this bread and put them down to toast up here on this flat grill. So here's what's going to happen when the time comes. When these onions are cooked, we're going to pull them out of their pan. We're going to put the super thin slices of ribeye that I'm about to pull out of the freezer and cut. We'll go into this very self-same pan while this is browning up. When that meat is cooked, we're going to add the onions back in, toss it all together, and in the pan, add a couple of slices of provolone cheese. Then when that starts to melt, we're going to scoop it all up onto the buttery, hot, toasted bread. That really sounds amazing, doesn't it? Now, between the cheese, the greasy onions, the greasy meat, that sounded all pretty greasy to me. So I thought maybe I would appreciate a little salad on the side to cut up all that. So I have made here already a super simple vinaigrette. I did probably equal portions of red and white balsamic vinaigrette just to mix up the flavor profile a little bit. Maybe a teaspoon of mustard, a teaspoon of honey, salt, pepper, and a little bit of cayenne pepper. So here this is right here, ready to roll. I'm gonna put that in the fridge because that just makes the flavors come together better. So let's see who's here with us today. Hello, Genia. And let's see, Carolyn Joe and Denise, and hello, John. So guys, thank you all for being here. Pardon me. I think it's time to go for the steak. And so, as you see, what I did was everything I read says I need to clean up the fat, and that makes sense because it would get wet in that pan, and I'm sure that's not what you want. I honed my knife this morning so that it should be, oh my goodness. And I'm going to get in here. I'm trying to remember which way I cut this morning. So here we go. And I'm going to just, oh yeah, that's just going through like a hot knife through butter, guys. That is so beautiful. Oh, golly gee. Paper thin slices. No sticking to the knife. I'm thrilled about this. Holy cow. You know, my neighbor Tom, who you've probably overheard either sitting in the next room or heard me talk about, who literally lives right down the hall, is a native of Philly. And so, since this is such a giant piece of bread that I have here, I am going to slice this right down the middle and march it right down the hall to him. So, there we go. This is beautiful. I should probably take that piece away. There we go. Marvelous. And this seems to be a lot of meat, so I think I might keep those other two little bits of beef and maybe use them for a little something different a little later on. That is fantastic, guys. That was so simple. What a great trick. Pardon me. You know, sometimes the music gets out of control. Oh, look at that. Theirs are coming along nicely. I'd say we're within a few seconds. There are always those kind of strange consistency outer skins of the onion that sometimes don't ever want to seem to do quite right. And I'll sometimes just fish those out at the last minute. Okay, so I'm going to give these, that piling them up was just the right thing to do. So let's get these piled up. There's another odd piece. Sometimes those are like, you know, just when the texture thing doesn't follow through, it kind of bums me out. So I am a texture person. So here we go. Now this is making me think, somebody was saying that, oh, there's a place on the Upper West Side, a wine bar that's doing wine and cheese takeouts. And Bernie's son had mentioned that they had amazing bacon caramelized onion jam. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's my name all over it, right? That is right out of the fig jelly playbook for me. Hello, Alexa. Hello, Jody. Anyway, I'm going to just wait for these little guys to finish up. It's probably not a bad idea because I'm assuming that this is going to come together really fast. Again, the onions are always going to be the big pain in the tuchus. You know, there are some places where you might find that they do bell peppers or some other things in it. But this is the classic, just onions and just provolone, except no substitutes, I would say, right? And so this butter, this is my butter, my garlic, a little garlic powder, and a little onion salt from Trader Joe's because I thought a few flecks of the green would be really nice. I've opened this up. Let's get over here and get this thing heating up. My little flat pan. Keep that up high so it'll come up fast. My onions are looking good over here. Over here, over here. Okay, how's that looking? Beautiful. Is that some piece of something chunky, chunky, chunky? This might need a little bit of a spoon run through it. Things have wanted to chunk up for some reason in here. There we go. That's looking much better. There we go. It's just my garlic. So I'm going to let this just cook just for a second, just so that the garlic, the real garlic, has a second to cook without browning, right? Don't want your garlic to brown. So I'm going to pull that off. Turn this off. Give these guys another turn. These are really starting to look good, guys. They're starting to get brown all over. There are a few persnickety holdouts that act like they don't want to brown up yet, but patience is my virtue today. So, Gino's is your favorite spot in Philly. Hello, Rennie. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Lisa. And I don't think I knew that Jody was a Philly girl, but I love knowing that now. My dear friend Caroline recently moved out to the, out west of Philly proper. And that is a lovely little part of the world, I do have to say. All right, so I think that these are so close. So now, here, this is one of these challenges, and that is that I'm absolutely in danger of burning the bread here today because it is a bread cooking day, a toasting day without a toaster. So let's see here. Ooh, that looks good. All buttered all the way to the edges. Oh, and there's still some gooey stuff down here in the bottom of it. That's going to be great. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, gosh. This is too hot because it's starting to smoke. So let's turn that way down. No, that's way too hot. When you season with grapeseed oil and it's smoking, we're in trouble. See, that's why I burn things, why I burn bread. Because I'm not... sorry, phones. You can't override the phone on your phone. That an alarming... Ooh, that needs to cool down maybe even. I've lost my train of thought. I apologize for the phone ringing and the interruption. This is too hot, so I'm just going to take it off for a second while I do this. Before I burn my hand off, turn that. There we go. Sorry, guys. I got a little distracted for a second. What am I going to do next? The next thing I'm going to do is take my onions out of this pan. Here we go. Hopefully, in a few days, I will have a new device, so no longer will there be phone call interruptions during this, because I'll be able to film this on a different device, and that will be a lovely improvement, I believe. So let's get all this, sling them across the room, Ellisa. All right, now I'm going to put this back on the very low heat, but let's turn it down even lower. Here we go. That seems better. Excellent. Just as we get it here, and this is going to go here. And that maybe needs a little bit of weight on top of it. So let's get a little weight on top of it. Perfect. And now, boom, throw the meat in. And I am assuming that if I crank the heat up ever so slightly, put a tiny bit more, I'm almost out of oil. There we go. This is going to come together pretty fast. Probably faster than my bread even will. Yep, we're already starting to get a little bit of... Let's get this all spread out where little bits and pieces can brown up. And I'm going to... There we go. All kind of evenly distributed across the pan. Nice. Now, grab this. Sorry guys, I'm really in my own world over here. I don't even know what I'm doing. Almost lost track of what you guys are doing. I hope everybody is having a great day. Oh, I know what I was saying. So lots of New Yorkers don't have dishwashers, and we're all doing more dishes. I went to my my grocery store for just a second this morning because, as you can see, I'm almost out of dishwashing liquid. There's no dishwashing liquid at my store. It's like, how crazy is that? So anyway, I guess I have to keep my eyes open for dishwashing liquid now. Okay. So this is coming along and looking good. Okay, I'm going to just kind of let this lay here now that it's kind of gotten seasoned a little bit and see what happens. I probably need to turn my heat up a bit. There we go. This will be a little better. Okay. Look at these renegade onions here. Oh, just delicious. Couldn't be more delicious. I'm gonna get a couple of pieces of cheese here and ready to go when everything comes together. Now we might need 3. I am feeding 2 on a giant piece of bread. And look at me, completely forgetting about my bread. Isn't that just like me? Okay, it's coming, but we're browning from the center and not all the way across. So let's see if we put the bowl on it a little heavier over here. Okay. Again, just letting this meat cook on its own because it's so thinly sliced. One of my favorite steaks in the world at Tocqueville, I don't know if they still do it, but they have a steak that they put salt on one side, like push it into a pile of salt, and then put it on like a 1200 degree flat grill and melt the salt and create a crust on that one flat side, and then the rest of it is served completely raw. It is absolutely amazing. One of the best steak preparations in the United States, I do believe. Okay, this is coming along, but not too much. This is still coming along. This is great. I like that I'm seeing a little sear on here, and I'm seeing most of the moisture in the beef whisk away. I don't think you're going to get much of a great sear or great caramel on that meat until that's all gone, but I think it'll come up here pretty quick in just a second. This looks pretty. Again, guys, I'm talking about this in the abstract because I've never made these before. When you live as close to Philly as we do, we have people here from Philly who have Philly cheesesteak places on almost every corner. So there's that. Ooh, this is looking good. How's my bread looking? Still, again, I need for it to cook, to brown up more on this side. Should I put it in downstairs in the broiler? I could do that. What would happen if I did that? Not much. Let's crank this up. I'm gonna like this much better if this all toasts up kind of evenly and brown. I like a crunch on the inside. So let's see if we can get down here and get this going. You don't do anything bad while I'm gone. I need more string. More string. Okay. Don't let me forget what I've done. There we go. I'm going to be happier about that. Excellent. Oh, beautiful. There we go. Told ya it was going to be just a matter of seconds. And here we go. Maybe I don't need all of these onions, and maybe I could use these onions for something else a little bit later in the day. That looks great. No, maybe I do need all of these onions. I want to be sure and cover the meat. And I've got the meat kind of out the size of the roll. And now I'm going to put some provolone right in here. Oh, baby. This is going to be great. Not quite. I still want to toast me more, please. Toast me more, please. Now I'm turning that off because my cheese will continue to melt on top of here. And then, oh, I think I have an opportunity to use a new toy that I recently got that I'm most proud of. I got a bench scrape. So this, I think, is going to help me scoop this up and get it into my bread all in one perfect little bit. Ah, yes. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm so excited. Okay. Still flip it. Oh, yes. Okay. Hopefully just a couple more seconds, guys. The cheese is really starting to melt down into the crevices of the meats and the onions. This is going to be great. Oh, come on, bread. See, I never get it right. The bread is always the bane of my existence. So while I'm going to distract myself from the bread and probably burn it, I'm going to share with you one of my very favorite kitchen towels, which is not a kitchen towel. It's actually a barn towel. Down the middle of this beautiful piece of Irish linen, it says stable rubber. And so when I tell people who have never been to Kentucky that you can't appreciate a world in which the horses live better than you do, this is the fine kind of Irish linen you would make for a bath towel in your uber luxurious house. So, and I've had it forever and it's still hanging in there. So this has browned up a lot, maybe not as much as I would ideally like it to. But you know me and bread. So it smells like a garlic wonderland in here. And now I'm going to see what happens when I come around here. And I probably did this left-handed and I shouldn't have. But look at this. Let's pull this in this way. There we go. Excellent. And put all that right on there. Look at that, guys. That could not be prettier. Let me move this foolishness over to where I should have it. Oh, here's a nice, I need a bigger plate. I need a bigger plate. Pardon my hands. And let's get a bigger plate. And let's flip the top over here. Oh, you guys, this is going to be amazing. I cannot stand it. Okay. Oof. Perfect. It is so hot I can hardly touch it. Excellent. And then, because it's so hot that I can hardly touch it, I will use my stable rubber to touch it. Okay, get a little cut going in there. Oh, hear the crunch through the crusty bread. And voila. Philly cheesesteaks. You guys, as always, thanks for being here with me, but you know who's going to go eat lunch right now? Call Tom. Somebody text Tom. Tell him to run down here fast while the food is still hot. So you guys, I love you. That was so much fun. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's yet another gray day here in New York, so I'll be looking forward to the jumping jacks I do with my niece and nephew every day to keep the blood pumping. And all I say to you guys is remember the drill. Take care of yourself. Get a walk, do a plank, get a little exercise, make the blood flow to your brain. If you're with somebody in quarantine, do something kind for them. Do something kind for your neighbor. It's the only way to last, guys. I love you all so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Tomorrow, Sandwich Week continues in a nod to Mason Hereford's Turkey and the Wolf getting a James Beard Best New Restaurant in the United States nod this year. So we'll see what tomorrow's sandwich has to hold. Okay, guys? Love you all. Ciao, ciao.